Hello children, in this session refraction of light some important conceptual understanding we will see. Academic standard 1 to academic standard 7. How to complete incomplete ray diagrams. See here children, this is what converging lens. Actually converging lens will be like this. This is another form of converging lens. This also can write like this. See, most of the cases let us consider two dots will be given. Here what I am doing, one parallel incident ray is given, you have to complete it. One only parallel incident ray is given. This is what diverging lens. Like this it is given, you have to complete it. This is what converging lens, this is diverging lens. Diverging lens means thinner in the middle and thicker at edges. Actually diverging lens will be like this, converging lens will be like this. This is what parallel incident ray, this is what principal axis. Is it converging lens or diverging lens? Converging lens. Parallel incident ray after refraction converges and meet at principal focus. This is what focus. So, where will be the normal? Normal goes from center of curvature. Parallel incident ray after refraction converges and meet at focus. Enough. That's all. If you draw only parallel ray is given means directly you can converge and meet at principal focus. What is meant by principal axis? Principal axis means the angle between incident ray and principal axis will be 0. It is parallel to the principal axis. That is the meaning. Now, it is what arrow mark is going away. So, it is nothing but a diverging ray. Diverging ray means you have to complete you have to write a parallel ray. This is what parallel incident ray. Incident ray you have to draw. Refracted ray they only given. If parallel incident ray after refraction diverges and seems to meet at what? Focus. Understand children? Parallel incident ray after refraction diverges and seems to meet at focus. Parallel incident ray after refraction converges. This is converging mirror. That is what? Diverging lens. Not mirror, sorry. Lens. This is what? Incomplete ray diagrams. Important. Some more incomplete ray diagrams we will see. Incomplete ray diagrams. See, one principal axis is given. Two dots are given. How to complete it? See children, this is the question. How to complete it? Observe carefully. Same question I am writing once again. This is first dot, this is second dot. First thing, you draw one line from principal axis, put arrow mark. In this, one of the line considered as object, another one must be definitely image. One is object, one is image. If you consider it as object O dash, this is what? Virtual image. What type of image? Virtual erect enlarged. Which lens can form virtual erect enlarged image? Only convex lens can form. When convex lens forms virtual erect image, it is nothing but virtual erect enlarged image. When do you get virtual erect enlarged image? If object is in between principal focus and this is what? Pole, this is what? Focus. If object is in between pole and focus, then you will get virtual image. Observe, you can extend this principal axis also. Principal axis is an imaginary line passing from pole, focus and center of curvature. This is focus 1. It is a unique convex lens source. At same distance focus 2 will be present. Parallel ray after refraction converges and seems to meet at focus. One more incident ray going from pole after refraction meet like this. So that virtual erect enlarged image is given. If two dots are given, you have to complete like this. Light ray never bends, so always it will be in straight line. Seems to meet the dotted lines, virtual erect enlarged image is formed. Understand now? One more question we will see. Sir, same diagram can you take by biconcave lens? Yes, that is also we can do. Now consider it as object, this one as image. See here, this one is object, another one is image. First case we took it as object. Now I am taking this one as object, this one as image. What type of image it is it? Virtual erect diminished. Who will form virtual erect diminished image? Definitely biconcave lens. Biconcave lens can form only virtual erect diminished image. Where the image is formed? Virtual means on the same side of the object. Erect, diminished. Diminished means smaller than object size. Where should we place object? Wherever you place the object for concave lens, irrespective of position of the object, you will get the image in between pole and focus. Image always forms in between pole and focus. This is what biconcave lens. Biconcave lens. Parallel ray. Sorry, this is object now. Parallel ray diverges and seems to meet like this. Parallel ray diverges and seems to meet like this. One more incident ray going from optic center. So this is what virtual erect diminished image. Very important, children, note down. One more question you see. Here one principal axis is given, one dot is here, one dot is here. Complete the following ray diagram. Same question. How to complete? See here, when two dots are given, first one draw one line. This is what draw another line. This is below the principal axis. Let this is object. Why? Because object is always above the principal axis. This is what image. Image is larger than object. So what type of image? It is a real image. Inverted image is always real. Real, enlarged and erect. Real inverted, it is what inverted. Inverted means here head is upwards, here head is downwards. When do you get real inverted? Which lens? First of all, which lens can form real inverted enlarged image? We know that convex lens. When do you get real inverted enlarged? If object is in between F and C. If object is in between F and C, then only let this is F1, this is what C1. Here this is what pole, lens. This is what pole. So that where the image we get beyond C. So this is what F2, this is what C2. So parallel incident ray after refraction goes from focus and it should go like this. One more, it is going from optic center, will be undeviated. This is the intersecting point. At intersecting point image forms. This is what incident ray, refracted ray. Like this you have to draw incomplete ray diagrams. Very important. If two dots are given, you have to complete like this. One more question we will see, fourth question. This is third question. Here one dot is given, here another dot is given. Same scenario, draw one line. Let this is object, O dash. O is object, O dash is height. This is what image. You can adjust, no problem, I dash. Same size, object size is equal to image size. But it is inverted, arrow mark upwards, here downwards. So definitely it is at C1, this is will be at C2. Only convex lens can form this image. Parallel ray goes from focus. One more ray going from optic center. This is what intersecting point. Here the image forms incident ray, refracted ray. This is what F1. This is what F1. This is F2, C2. Real inverted same size image. Real inverted same size image is formed at C2. This is what, these are all the incomplete ray diagrams. Very important, note down. If two dots are given, how to draw? See children, next question. One more important question, question number 5. This is a convex lens. It is made up of 3 different material. This material, this is another material, this is another material. Like this, these 3 different materials. This is what principal axis, this is what pole. Here I placed a candle. Candle is nothing but object. How many images are formed by this lens? Observe children, this material refractive index is different, this material refractive index is different, this material refractive index is different. That means it can bend in different way. The ray falls on this medium, will converge at one place. The incident ray falls on this medium, converges at another place. The incident ray falls on this place. Like this, let us consider these are all incident rays. Incident rays falls like this. This part will be converged at one place and here one image is formed. Here this part will be converges at another point and here another image is formed like this. This may converge at another point, and here one more image is formed like this. Like this, different images are, one is at top, one is at bottom, whatever it is. Like this, how many images are formed? This is image 1, image 2, image 3. 3 different images are formed because it is made up of 3 different material. So that because refractive indices of 3 different materials are same. Same question, just I am modifying. A convex, this is a convex lens. A convex lens is made up of 3 different material. 3 different material. But the condition is 2 material refractive indices are same. This one refract. This is first material, this is second material, this is third material. First one, third one refractive indices are same. How many images are formed? Observe. What is meant by refractive index? Refractive means nothing but bending. That means these two bends in the same manner. Some incident rays falls on the first medium, some incident rays falls on second, some incident rays falls on third. Second ray all converges at one point and one image forms. This is what I1. These two refractive indices are same. That means these are all converges at the same point. These are all bends at the same point and one more image forms here. That means only 2 images are formed because first material and third material refractive indices are same. Important. Sir, last time you said that 3 images, no, this time only 2. Why? Because their refractive indices are different. 3 materials refractive indices are different. Even though they did not give an examination, you have to consider 3 different material means 3 refractive indices are different only. Understand, children? Right, copy it. Right. Question number 6. See, children, here is a man. He has one camera. He want to take a picture of zebra. He want to take the picture of zebra. Here one donkey is there. This is a donkey. This is white donkey. White donkey. He want to take a picture of zebra, but he is doing one experiment. He is making some stripes on his lens. He took one black color marker and he made some stripes on the lens and he took photo of donkey. He took photo of donkey. Will he get zebra photo? Yes or no? He is doing one this person is doing some experiment. He is taking one white donkey photo by making stripes on his camera lens. This is what camera lens. Will he get zebra photo? No. Answer is no. Why? Because here what is object? Object is donkey. Stripes must be present on the donkey. The stripes must be present on the donkey, not on the lens. So incident rays must have come from the donkey, not from the lens. So he will not get zebra photo. Why? Because incident rays are not coming from the object. Here object is donkey. Stripes are just obstacle. Stripes are nothing but obstructing the incident rays. So he gets, important answer, he gets white donkey photo. White donkey photo with less brightness. With less brightness. Important. He get white donkey photo only with less brightness. This is what very important. He will not get zebra photo. Why? Because once again I am repeating, a man want to take a picture of zebra, but he is doing one experiment. He took white donkey photo by doing some stripes on his camera lens. Will he get zebra photo? Answer is no. He will not get zebra photo. Why? Because the incident rays must come from the object. Here he made stripes on the camera lens. Camera lens are not but obstructing the incident rays. So he will get white donkey photo only, but with less brightness. Important. Understand, children? Right. Next question is very important. I have 2 converging lenses. This is what first converging lens. Its focal length is f1. Now I have another converging lens. Its focal length is f2. The condition is, what should be this distance between these two lenses? What should be the distance between two lenses to get both incident rays and emergent rays are parallel? These are all parallel incident rays. Parallel means parallel to the principal axis. These are all parallel incident rays. We know that the ray going from optic center will be undeviated. Remaining rays converges and meet at principal focus. So we know this. These are all converges and meet at principal focus. So the distance between lens to this image, this is what image 1. This is what nothing but a focal length 1. This image acts as an object for the second lens. Again, these are all incident rays like this. All incident rays, one incident ray going from principal axis will be undeviated. All incident rays after refraction, what will happen? This is what point, this is what object, point object. This is object for this lens. So if object is at focus, let this is focal length of second lens. If object is at focus, what type of rays you get? Refracted rays will be parallel to the principal axis. So now tell me, what is the total distance between these two lenses? That is nothing but f1 plus f2. That means if the distance between two converging lenses equal to sum of their focal lengths, then both incident rays, these are called incident rays, these are called emergent rays. These are refracted rays, these are incident rays. These are refracted rays for this lens. These are incident rays for this lens. These are incident rays for second lens. These are refracted rays for first lens. Understand, children? Very important. I have two converging lenses. First one focal length is f1, second one focal length is f2. Now, what they are asking, what should be the distance between two lenses so that we get both incident rays and emergent rays will be parallel. Incident rays means the rays coming from the source of light. Let this is a source of light, candle or torch. These are all incident rays we are getting. All parallel incident rays after refraction converges and meet at principal focus. So the distance between optic center and principal focus is f1. This image acts as object for second lens. So all incident rays falls on the lens after refraction again moves parallel to the principal axis. We know in rules, if a point object is placed at focus, principal focus, if a point object is placed at principal focus, this is what focus. All incident rays after refraction, what will happen? Moves parallel to the principal axis. The ray going from optic center will be undeviated. So this is nothing but focal length of this lens. It is a unique convex lens. So focal length of both radius of curvatures are equal. So that this time f1 means this distance is also f1. So the total distance will be f1 plus f2, sum of their focal lengths. Understand, children? Once again I am repeating. If you have two converging lenses, the condition is to get both incident rays and emergent rays are parallel. What should be the distance between them means sum of their focal lengths of the given lenses. Important. Now question number 8, children. Same question, just I am changing. This is a converging lens. Its focal length is f1, principal axis. These are all parallel incident rays. We know that incident ray going from principal axis will be undeviated. This is what principal axis. Remaining all rays converges and meet at principal focus. Let this is principal focus. This is what image. The distance between lens to image is called nothing but focal length, f1. These are all refracted rays. All parallel incident rays converges and meet at principal focus. Let this focus is I1. Say I have one more diverging lens. Here I have one diverging lens. I placed a diverging lens. So again I need to get parallel incident rays. So what will happen? Diverging lens, these rays will not converge. From here it diverges and moves parallel to the principal axis. Observe carefully. These are all these moves parallel to the principal axis. Now the distance between this image and this lens is nothing but f2. This is what focal length. Why? Because if imagine an object is placed at the focus of the concave lens, all incident rays falls on the lens, diverges and move parallel to the principal axis. These are all refracted rays. So this total distance is f1, this distance is f2. Now what will be the distance between these two lenses? f1 minus f2. So the final distance is equal to f1 minus f2 if the distance between one converging and one diverging lens is sum of their focal lengths f1 minus f2, then you will get both incident rays and these are all incident rays. Incident rays, these are all emergent rays. Both incident and emergent rays will be parallel if the distance between those two are equal to sum of their focal length. We know that focal length of convex lens is positive, focal length of concave lens is negative. If you add these two, f1 minus f2, you will get both incident rays and emergent rays are parallel. Very important. Next question, see children. This is a double convex lens. Its radius of curvatures are equal. That means if first curved surface is extracted from this sphere, this curved surface is extracted from this sphere. This is the center for this curved surface. This is the center for this curved surface. This is what the pole here to here. Let it be. Let this distance is r1. Let this distance is r2. If you place object here, you will get incident ray like this. Then what will happen? All distances must be measured from the pole. R1 is measuring from pole. Compare with the parallel incident ray. R1 is positive, R2 is negative. Why? Because measuring from pole to center of curvature. Measuring from pole to center of curvature, this distance will be negative. This distance will be positive. Observe. R1 is equal. R is equal to. Both are same now. R1 is equal to R positive. R2 is equal to R negative. Why? Because both are comparing with the, according to sign convention, both should be compared with the parallel incident ray. And one more is also given. What is refractive index of lens is 1.5. No unit. Now what is the focal length of lens? Find the focal length of lens. Once again I am repeating. A converging lens is there. Both radius of curvatures are equal. That means first one radius of curvature R means second one is also R. But as per sign convention, if first one is positive, second one will be negative. Why? Because first one radius will be right side. This is also on the right side. Second will be left side. Compare with this one. Both are opposite. So negative. Now it is nothing but a lens formula. Lens maker's formula. What is lens maker's formula, children? 1 by f is equal to n minus 1 into 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. 1 by f, n minus 1, 1.5 minus 1, 0.5. 1 by r1, 1 by r, minus of minus 1 by r, plus 1 by r. So 0.5 is nothing but a f, 5 by 10. 5 1s, 5 2s. 1 by r means r is LCM, numerator you have to add 2, 2. 1 by f is equal to 1 by r means nothing but f is equal to r. Reciprocal. 1 by f is equal to 1 by r is equal to f. That means focal length will be radius. So the image forms at center of curvature. Focal length is nothing but radius of curvature only. If two radius of curvatures are equal, then refractive index is 1.5. 1.5 means what? C by V ratio. 1.5. What is the focal length? Means nothing but focal length is equal to radius of curvature. Important question. If two radius of curvatures are equal for a uniconvex, that is called uniconvex lens, and refractive index of this lens is 1.5, then what is the focal length of lens means, which is equal to radius of curvature. That means image forms at center of curvature only. Next question, see children, 10th question, very important. I have a convex lens. This is principal axis. A convex lens consists of two focus, f1 and f2, and two center of curvatures, c1 and c2. And what information is given? Given information is nothing but focal length is 20 centimeter and object distance is 60 centimeter. Find the image and nature. This we have to find. Observe children, in all the cases you consider it as a uniconvex lens. That means the radius of curvature will be equal. Focal length is 20. If you place object this side, definitely image forms on the other side. Why? Because it is a converging lens. So focal length 20 means the distance between pole and focus is 20. This is what 20 centimeter. Focal length is 20. Object is 60 centimeter. If it is focal, we know that focus is exactly in between pole and focus. If it is 20, this will be 40. Pole to center of curvature 40. That means object is placed beyond C. That means object distance will be 60 centimeter. This is what parallel incident ray. Now sign convention we will do. Measuring from pole compare with the parallel incident ray. Both are opposite. U is negative. Focal length. Measuring from pole compare with the parallel incident ray. Both are in same direction. Focal length is positive. We have to find the image distance. What is lens formula? Lens formula. 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. 1 by f 20 is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by 60. 1 by v is equal to 1 by 20 minus 1 by 60. 1 by v is equal to, what is LCM? 20, 60 LCM. 23 is 3 ones. 1 by v is equal to 2 by 60. 2 ones, 2 30s. We don't want 1 by v, we want reverse. Here also you reverse. V is equal to 30 centimeter. That means image forms at 30 centimeter. That means what? Exactly in between pole and center of curvature image forms. Here the image forms. But what kind of image is it? So that magnification. We have to find magnification. Magnification is equal to V by U or HI by H naught. V by U. What is V? 30. What is U? Minus 60. That is equal to HI by H naught. 0, 0, 3 ones, 3 twos. That means height of the object 2 centimeter means height of the image is minus 1 centimeter. Minus 1 means below the principal axis. If it is 2 centimeter, this will be 1 centimeter. Minus means below the principal axis. That means real, inverted and diminished image. Small size of image than object. Real inverted diminished image is formed in between F1 and C1. Real inverted diminished image is formed in between F and C1. That means first of all you have to find the image distance, then after find the magnification. You will get the nature. Very simple. Lens formula, but only one thing you have to remember is before going to substitute you need to do sign convention. If you don't do sign convention, everything will be wrong. Copy it. 11th question, see children. Write lens maker's formula and explain each term in it. See, what is lens maker's formula? 1 by f is equal to n minus 1 into 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. This is what lens maker's formula. Here f is nothing but focal length of lens. That means parallel incident ray after refraction where it converges, that is what focal length. Pole to this distance is called focal length. N is refractive index. N is refractive index of the lens. F is focal length. R1 is radius of first curved surface. This curved surface radius, that means pole to center of curvature. This is what R2 means radius of second curvature. This is what C2. This is what pole to center of curvature R1. This is pole to center of curvature R2. That means this is what lens maker's formula. F is focal length, N is refractive index, R1 is radius of first curvature, R2 is radius of second curvature. Note down. Next question, see children, 12th question. Can you take virtual image photo? Can you take virtual image photo? Answer is yes. Yes, you can take virtual image photo. Stand in front of plane mirror. You ask your mother to capture your image. You will get the image in phone. But the condition is, yes, we get virtual image photo we get virtual image photo, but what is the condition? Without flash. If flash is there, you will not get clear picture. If without flash, you will get exact picture. If you have any doubt, you stand in front of a plain mirror, you ask your mom or dad to capture your image, you will get image clearly. Suppose it is a triple mirror, you will get 3 different images, but without flash. If flash is there, you will not get the image. Okay children, we will stop here. Remaining questions we will do in another video. Definitely I will upload today or tomorrow. Go through all these questions. Only 5 to 6 questions are left. All those questions I will do another video. Revise properly. Any doubts, write in comment section. All the best. God bless you.